Hi, so I'm Dr. Covert. I'm going to be your professor for the spring 2022 semester. I wanted to just take a few minutes and show you around our Canvas site. When you log into Canvas, this is going to be the page that you'll see, so that you'll have these 4 links here. And I want to just show you where they go, show you how the course is going to be run, walk through the syllabus very quickly, and then show you also a little bit about my math lab all in about 5 or 10 minutes. So that's the goal for this video. So the first thing is if you click on the Start Here button, it's going to pull up a module that's going to contain basically the course syllabus. We're going to be using online homework software called My Math Lab. You are automatically enrolled for My Math Lab. If you have any questions about that, the program through which you're automatically enrolled is called Auto Access. So you can look at that document if you have any questions. If we open up the syllabus, which I have open in a separate tab, this again is going to be very self-explanatory, but I just wanted to walk through and make sure everybody's on the same page. So the syllabus at the very top is going to have my personal information. So my name, email address, and phone number. Email is by far the most reliable way to get a hold of me. I don't plan to be much in my office, if at all, this semester. So I am teaching a little bit on campus. But I probably won't spend too much time in my office. So if you need to get a hold of me, just email. I have office hours on Tuesday, Thursday morning from 9 to 10:30. I understand that not everyone can make it at that time. So if you need to meet with me and you can't meet at that time, just send me an email and we'll figure out a time to meet. You do not need an appointment for office hours, so you can just drop by. I have a link for the office hours in Canvas. I have 2 kids, and so generally kind of like after school time and until bedtime, a little bit after bedtime, I generally don't answer emails. So about 3 to 9, I'm generally unavailable, but feel free to email me at any time and I'll answer as soon as I can. The textbook that we're going to be using is the Introductory Stats by Neil Weiss. You don't need to buy this at all. This is available through My Math Lab as an ebook. To register for My Math Lab, I'll show you how to do that on Canvas in just a second, but you're going to need this access code. So this access code that's highlighted, we'll come back and we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so I'll show you how to get into My Math Lab and what that'll kind of look like. Our course is going to offer supplemental instruction. And so what that basically means is that there's going to be a student who took the course. So this semester, SI is going to be Warren Trong. Warren took statistics, I think about 3 or 4 semesters ago, did very well in it. And he's not a TA, he's just kind of a student that's there to help you a little bit. So he's going to be running what are called SI sessions, and he's got his own Canvas site that you'll be added to soon. And he's kind of an extra resource for you. So if you feel like you have a question that's, you don't want to ask me about it, you want to ask someone else, well, Warren's around for you to ask. So that's kind of the role of the SI leader. If you do need help with anything, you can email me, you can email Warren, you can use My Math Lab, and you can use the Math Academic Center over in SSB. I'm not sure what they're doing for the spring semester. They might be back to doing in-person help sessions, but their information is there below. Quizzes, homeworks, and exams are all going to be conducted through My Math Lab. I'll walk through My Math Lab in a few minutes. Okay, so that'll be basically the hub for all of our homework, quizzes, and exams. We're going to have 3 exams. There's no final, but there is a final project. And just to get used to the final project, I also have an optional midterm project. So that's going to be just a few kind of bonus points if you want to do the midterm project. And we'll talk about that later in the semester. The midterm and final projects are going to be using free statistical software called R. R has a link where you can download it. It has builds for Windows, Mac, and Linux. If you have an iPad or if you have a Google Chromebook and you can't get R to download, there's also what's called R in the cloud. So R Studio in the cloud, and there's a link for that as well. So you don't need to download that. That's kind of like a website that runs R in the background, and you can use R that way. Okay. Homework and quizzes and exams, like I said, are already going to be done in My Math Lab. I think I said that already. And I like to have everything just due Sunday night because we're an online class. I have things broken down week by week. So I'll have the homework, the quizzes, and the exams all due Sunday night. Homework, you have basically as many tries as you want to do each problem on the homework. And I don't have any limits on the number of attempts there. For quizzes, the way that I do quizzes is that you can retake a quiz as many times as you want, but quizzes are timed. They're roughly 75 minutes. and quizzes are only able to be completed all the way through. There's no doing one question, checking whether you got it right and moving on. You just submit the entire quiz all at once. Exams are exactly like that, except you only got once to do them, of course. Okay, so all those are due on Sunday nights. And I have in here some notes on how to use my math lab and a few things like that. We have three, so just as a recap, we have 3 exams. Okay, we have homework and quizzes, which will each be 50 points. Those are also on my math lab. And then the final project will be 50 points. The final project will be something that you type up and send to me in Canvas. That's not associated with my math lab. And that's the only thing here that's not in my math lab. So that's a total of 450 points. I do not use plus or minus grades. So just to be aware of that. So a B minus and a B and a B plus are all Bs to me. So I don't use plus or minus grades. So just so that you're aware of that. If anyone has any questions about anything, please just read over the rest of the syllabus. Most of this is going to be super self-explanatory. There's codes about academic dishonesty, the university student code of conduct. If anyone's registered in disability services, if there's anything that you need to tell me or anything you think I need to know, just email me and we'll sort it out. At the very end of the syllabus, we have a tentative course schedule. So this is, of course, tentative in the sense that we may have to adjust this a little bit here and there. But this is what I plan for the semester and when I plan to do each of the topics. Okay, and so that's going to be our semester. And all the videos are already available on Canvas, just broken down week by week. And then the final project will be due Tuesday of exam week. Okay, so that's the syllabus. That's the bulk of what I wanted to talk about in this video. If we go back to the homepage, again, I just want to follow these links and show you where they go, but the course agenda link here is going to come up with a module which has this week by week breakdown of all the material that we're going to be talking about. Okay, and so for each week that we're in class, you'll go through, you'll watch. So I'll just open up the first one to show you what it's like. You'll open this up, you'll watch each of these videos, okay? And then you'll go through and you'll do all the things that I have listed here, okay? And so the first thing that I want you to do in this semester is I want you to try and log in with my math lab, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then I also want you to, I think I put it at the very end, download and try and use R. Okay, you can use it as a calculator, do things like 3 plus 4 and hit enters, and it'll give you 7. Like you can use it as a very basic calculator for now. Okay, and we'll talk about the statistical software tests that are kind of hard coded in that program. So we'll talk about that as we go along. Okay, but this is what basically each week is going to look like. So here's an overview of all the stuff we need to do. And then you'll have homework and quizzes to do for each of the different chapters. Okay, so that's what that'll look like. I guess I'm not going to click on the links for the other ones, but if you click on the handouts link or the PowerPoints and worksheets link, this is what it'll come to. So the handouts link, actually, I need to rename these slightly. The PowerPoints are in the handouts link. Anyways, so if you click the handouts link, this is just all the different handouts that I would give in class if we were teaching in person. And then I also have, for some of the later videos that I made, I rely more on my own worksheets rather than prefabricated PowerPoint. So I don't use the PowerPoints much beyond chapter 3. So I think for the first week, I'll use PowerPoints, maybe a little bit for week 2. And then at that point, I'll kind of do things on my own. And for later videos, I have my own worksheets. Okay, so those are all the links that are there. The last thing that I can think to say here is regarding my math lab. And so the way that you'll access my math lab is by going over here and clicking on this link called Pearson Access. And if you click on that, this doesn't always load correctly, so I preloaded it in a tab. This is what it'll look like. And then you'll hit Open Pearson. And mine will look a little bit different than yours. So I think yours will basically look like this for now. You'll click Open My Lab and Mastering. This is the part where it'll really look different for me than for you. Because I have an instructor account, you have a student account, and sometimes it takes a little bit to open. Sometimes it doesn't open very well, and sometimes you have, issues. So Safari works pretty well with this. Chrome works better, but just, if you're having any technology problems, just let me know. You will not be able to log into, you won't be able to log into my math lab until the Tuesday, I guess the 18th, the day that we actually start classes. So if you try and register ahead of time, you're going to get an error that your course hasn't been created yet, or you're not able to register yet. So just try again starting on Tuesday, the 18th. you're going to go in here and if you click on, this is blocking the window here. If you click on the instructor home, it'll come up with all the stuff that you have to do. So here, a list of your assignments. Okay, so this is all the stuff that you have to do. And it'll show up just the stuff that I've assigned so far. So it'll start with chapter 1 quiz and homework and so on. Okay, and that's roughly what that'll look like. And I have deadlines. The deadlines will have to be updated. Okay, so I'll update those in due time. But anyways, that's my math lab. You will have to enter in an access code to my math lab. So just to run very quickly back to the syllabus, I'm going to scroll up to the top. Sorry to scroll in front of you. And at the very first page at the bottom, I have this access code. This access code you'll have to enter into my math lab when you register for the first time. Okay, so there'll be a place where you enter in that access code. That's how we're going to link your My Math Lab information to what's in Canvas. Okay, so I think that's basically everything I wanted to say about our course, at least to start with. If there's any questions, always feel free to just send me an email and ask. I have 3 hours of office hours a week, so feel free to stop by at any time and talk about those. And then just feel free to send me an email, say hi, introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about you. Teaching online is a little weird because I don't always get to interact with you very much, but I do always appreciate if you just want to say hi and introduce yourself. So feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, if there's any questions, just let me know. All right, talk to you soon.